This comes to us from the Salt Lake Tribune, which isn't it currently owned by the church, or is it not yet?
No,
it's not. No, it's still
not yet. Okay, so just sorry, that's a little bit of side banter for us that live here in Utah because the
weirdly
Deseret
enough, the Deseret News has still came out with the Mia Love used quote from them that wasn't properly attributed. So that's interesting. Even though they're owned by the church, they still said Mia Love disingenuously said something came from the Deseret News, which is an opinion piece that was an independent opinion piece and not the Deseret News editorial board. So even though they're owned by the church, that still happened. So, like, good on you, Deseret.
For some people that might be wondering, Mia Love is the one of the House of Representative members that we have here from Utah who has been caught doing some shady dealings her whole fucking time in office.
Yeah. Which
McAdams
isn't surprising.
Ben, if you're wondering,
McAdams,
Ben McAdams who's running against her.
Fucking vote in November, people. Fucking vote
in November. Vote as far left as you can.
In this state, yeah. So the Salt Lake Trib was talking about this article where a 74-year-old man faces possible charges after his gun went off in a Mormon meeting house in Provo on Sunday, penetrating a wall into a room where church members were meeting. And it was mainly young ladies that were meeting in that other room. 74-year-old guy packing a gun to the church, where we've talked about this before, I'm sure. And it went off.
That's right. It went off. It went off. He was fucking with it.
Or it was... We'll find out. No one was struck. No one was injured, according to this article here.
Goodness.
According to Lieutenant Brian Taylor, Provo Police, which Provo is one of the most... You want to come to the epitome of white? Come to Provo, Utah.
Oh,
it's rough.
It makes me feel uncomfortable.
I used to love going to Provo only because you'd eat at the restaurants near the college and make people feel uncomfortable. Because
I just feel so guilty. Like, I used to feel so scrutinized for smoking cigarettes. They don't want to see what I've become.
No.
Like,
So the police responded to a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we can't say the Mormons anymore because they don't like to be called that anymore.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
They're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day. No, fuck you, you're Mormons.
Okay, Mormons.
So this was at 345 East Foothill Drive about 2 p.m. on this past Sunday. The man had a .22 caliber revolver in his backpack. What, you don't have a real gun in there? Is what all the gun owners would probably say because it's a .22.
And why is it in your backpack? That's the stupidest place to keep it.
So he was in the vestibule.
Over there.
He was at the vestibule of the entrance of the church when the gun went off and the bullet went through the adjoining wall where young women were meeting, it says here. Church spokesman Eric Hawkins said the man had left the gun in his backpack following target shooting the previous day, adding, "We are confident that the building and its members are safe." So this man had a concealed carry permit, according to Taylor, Lieutenant Brian Taylor, and the case has been referred to the city's attorney for possible charges.
Good.
He should be, because if he has a permit, he had to go through the class, and part of that class is the safe storage and handling.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure putting a loaded revolver.
Not in a holster or anything.
Not in a holster, in your backpack.
And I'm going to say generally, because I'm pretty sure that there's exceptions to this, don't come with safeties. They're very mechanical.
Some
do. However,
some do, but yeah.
But you're talking about it have to have a dual action thing there, where the pulling the trigger pulls the hammer back, or you have to pull the hammer back before you pull the trigger, kind of thing. It's not a single action. Single action means you do that and then pull the trigger.
Right.
Back. Anyway, back to the story here.
I'm sorry, but both those things could happen in a backpack. Fine.
Yeah. So this is not the major part of the story that I want to get to. The fact that the gun went off in the church meeting house. Okay, that's the kind of thing that would happen because we live in a fucking gun crazy state. Anyway, the Mormon leaks got a hold of an audio recording. I don't have it here for you guys, but I have the information that was on it, of an unidentified church leader encouraging the teenage girls in that ward, in the congregation, in that specific room, to not talk about that incident publicly or post anything on social media.
Yeah.
And here's his quote here. We'd rather have you not post, hey, a gun went off at church today. That will hit headline news and even go national, said the man. And then we'd really created a situation that would be hard to control. So I'm asking you nicely to respect that. You know, that delicious, passive-aggressive way that only Mormons can act sometimes. So while Hawkins and the police indicated what happened was an accident, the unidentified leader says that there have been some other threats against other individuals in a different ward that shares that building. So there's a particular level of precaution that the other ward has taken. So this guy was bringing a gun in a backpack to this church where there are particular levels of precaution in the other ward having to be taken because of other threats against other individuals. So it sounds like to me the guy could have been a potential mass shooter that was stopped.
Yeah,
because he got embarrassed.
Yeah, there's risk there.
So this church leader said that the girls that, quote, spreading the story around could incite the issue that they were trying to protect against, and he did not specify what the threat was.
Hey, young ladies, talk about it all day.
Don't listen to these guys.
They don't own you. They don't control you. They're no
not paid
power
for that.
over you. They have no power over you.
Yep.
Tell the story.
The only power you give them is what you give them.
Yeah.
That's the only power they have.
Yeah.
They have nothing otherwise.
Not even under your religion.
No.
Even under your religion. Listen. Hell, pray about it. Does God tell you to tell the story? Tell the story.
Yep.
Because that's not a revelation over your congregation. That's not a revelation over anyone else. That's a revelation over you.
Or,
you have the power.
How about the fact we report these crazy fucks that bring guns to churches? You know, where supposedly they're supposed to have more godly powers in that place than.
Or maybe we just make guns a lot harder to possess.
You know, I'm at the point now where I think that we have too many guns in this country where the gun control is not going to solve anything. It's going to have to be ammo control.
Ammo
control.
Ammo control would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, let's try that price up. Skyrocket it. Yeah, that's a good one.
If it costs somebody $600 to shoot somebody else, they're going to think really fucking hard before they do that. Sorry, that's a Chris Rock joke. I'm kind of stealing that from a long time ago. But anyway,
it's still good.
It still makes sense because, I mean, if you have to save up to kill somebody, you're going to think about that for a long time. So Hawkins, the church spokesman, reiterated the church's policy on guns, which, of course, is going to be just milquetoast anyway. Churches are dedicated for the worship of God and as havens from the cares and concerns of the world. The carrying of lethal weapons, concealed or otherwise, within their walls is inappropriate except as required by officers of the law. So I wonder if this guy's even going to be excommunicated over something like this.
Certainly not.
I doubt it.
No.
I doubt it.
And he only put women's lives in danger, so.
Oh, Jesus.
Sure.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.